Last winter, we had a series of strength, power, and endurance training to go beyond V6. In this video, I'm going to talk in detail about our training and how we fit all the training exercises into our regular climbing schedule. In our previous videos, we talked about three basic concepts that every intermediate climber should know: strength, power, and endurance. This video will talk about the actual training for those three concepts that we planned and implemented in the past winter. We're currently around V5 to V6 level based on moonboard and outdoor grading. We trained hoping that it would help us go beyond our current level. Regardless of your current climbing level, V3, V4, or V6 like us, I believe this video can help you get through it. If you're not familiar with the difference between strength and power, I strongly recommend that you first equip yourself with proper knowledge. You can either read through Eric Hörst's book like us, or there are ample resources online as well if you simply Google climbing, strength, and power or something like that. And of course, you can watch our previous video as well. Simply put, strength is about how much force you can generate with your big muscles or forearm and fingers. Strength in big muscle groups refers to making harder and bigger moves at your maximum capacity, and strength in your forearm and finger flexors is the ability to hang or hold on a small edge. So strength in general refers to your maximum muscle or finger capability. Power is how quickly you can execute your strength, and it's the combination of strength and speed. Finally, endurance is about how long you can sustain your strength or power. In the past winter, we planned a 3-week training focusing on strength and power, and another 2 weeks focusing on endurance. We've done some training cycles in the past, but this time Sahan spent a lot of time studying basic climbing physiology and planned all this training for us. In this video, I'm going to talk about how Sahan structured our training specialized for us. So just a heads up, our training may not be the best for everyone, but you can certainly see the general picture of the training for intermediate climbers. You can pick and match individual training exercises to fit your own body and level. After the winter training, we're feeling so much stronger, and I hope this video will help you get stronger as well. First, I'm going to talk about individual training exercises for each concept. We'll look at each training exercise one by one and see how it's done. After that, I'll talk about how we fit all the training into our regular climbing schedule. Fingerboard maximum weight hang is the first exercise for finger strength. You hang for 7 seconds and rest for 53 seconds with weights. Repeat this for 3 sets and 3 iterations, so a total of 9 hangs. We rested 5 minutes between sets. I hang on a 20mm edge and Sahan on a 10mm edge. I used 15 pounds and Sahan's 35 pounds. The edge size and weight depend on how hard it feels for you, but pick something where 7 seconds is the absolute maximum you can hang and you can't go longer. It might take some trials and errors to find out what edge size to hang and how heavy your weight should be. It's very hard training for your fingers, so do not do this training if you're not at that level yet. And finally, make sure your shoulder is always engaged. Another exercise for finger and forearm strength is campus laddering. Pick small size holds and try to campus up as fast as you can. Do not skip any rungs because that would be power training. If you can't reach the top, you can decrease the difficulty by choosing large holds, but the goal here is to train your contact strength, which is about how quickly you can hit and latch on the next hold. So make sure it's not too big that it makes it a power training. I did 3 sets of campus laddering with 3-minute rest between, and Sahan did 6 sets. As always, engage your shoulder not to get injured. Weighted pull-ups are the first big muscle strength training we did. If adding weight is too much, you can simply do a regular pull-ups. If you can't do a single pull-up, like myself 4 years ago, you can use an assisted pull-up machine or ask somebody to help you. Since it was my first experience of weighted pull-ups, I started with 15 pounds and did only 2 pull-ups at a time. I repeated 3 sets with 2 to 3 minutes rest between. But if you're experienced like Sahand, you can use heavier weight. As you can imagine, this exercise will help you develop your big muscle groups to help you with very physical moves, especially bouldering. We did this training before moving on to power training because strength correlates to power. See our previous video for more details. Actually, there is the easiest and the most fun training you can do for your strength. It's bouldering. You can intentionally select problems with small crimps, which makes it a finger strength training, and problems with heavy physical moves, which makes it a big muscle strength training. We all love climbing and we're training to improve climbing, so don't omit your climbing time from your routine. Instead, you can expand your limit and try harder grades and harder moves. We always spend at least 90 minutes doing hard bouldering at the beginning of our training day. Power is about how quickly you can execute your strength, so power training always involves big, quick moves. Chest bump pull-up, for example, is similar to regular pull-ups, but instead of slowly pulling yourself up, you explosively lift yourself and your chest touches or comes higher than the bar. If you already have good power, you might be able to do this repeatedly, but someone with limited power like myself might want to use momentum and be able to repeat only a few times. But as long as you can do a good one once, that's good enough. Here is another canvas laddering, but this time we're going to use only big size holds and skip rungs if you can. The goal is to train your power, so try to make it big and quick. If you're capable, you can ladder on a 1, 3, 5, 7 sequence. If you're more limited in power like me, you don't have to skip any holds. This is a very physical training and it gives you short breaths and it makes you very tired. Make sure you have enough rests between sets like 3 to 5 minutes and start with 3 sets. And again, you can train your power by simply bouldering. You have to make sure that whatever you're climbing includes big, quick moves. Since we're relatively short, we find moonboard has such moves many times. So we spent almost our entire bouldering session in front of the moonboard to train power. You can also train your power by canvassing bouldering problems or on a spray wall. Power training is very exhausting and physically intensive, so make sure that you take sufficient rest between your tries. Four by four is very common training for endurance, but you need to know whether you're working on your strength or power. If strength, you can pick more finger-intensive problems with small edges, and if power, you can pick big explosive moves. You pick 4 bouldering problems, and you have 1 minute to climb one problem and repeat it 4 times. That's 4 minutes. After 4 minutes on the route, you take 4 minutes rest and move to the next problem for another 4 minutes. If you're working on your strength, you should feel pumped after completing 4 problems, and if power, you'll feel fatigued in your big muscles. We picked V3 to 4 problems on moonboard to do a 4x4. Because most moonboard problems include powerful moves, we focused on our power training in our 4x4. We used treadwall to train our forearm endurance. We used only crimps to climb for 30 seconds and rested for 30 seconds. Repeat this for 4 sets and 3 iterations. The rest between iterations can be around 3 to 4 minutes. Alternatively, you can also traverse on the bouldering wall or repeat rope climbing back to back. The key here is to get a forearm pump, so try to use crimps and other small edges to enjoy the pump. So these are the training exercises we did. We spent 3 weeks on strength and power training and another 2 weeks for endurance. We usually climb 3 times a week, and 2 of the 3 days were spent on training. Specifically, our training day looked like this. We start by bouldering for 90 minutes, focusing on hard moves, either strength or power. After bouldering, we did 1 or 2 strength exercises and another 1 or 2 power training exercises. For endurance training, we warmed up by doing some casual bouldering and then immediately started power endurance 4x4 or moonboard. After that, we hop on treadwall to do forearm endurance. Our time was usually limited on weekday evenings, but on weekends we could squeeze more training exercises and we could arrange our schedule around our fatigue level and available time. However, it is not advised to cram all the training exercises into one session. Even though our time was limited, we would pick only 1 or 2 exercises for each strength and training to maximize our training quality. If you squeeze too many exercises in one day, it increases the chance of injury and it won't be high quality either. We'd also like to note that we performed some antagonist exercises at the end of our training sessions to prevent injury, which is whole another topic we can cover in future video. In this video, I talked about training exercise that we implemented to improve our strength, power, and endurance. They're all trainable using a basic facility in any climbing gym, and they're also easy to include in your regular climbing schedule. After a total of 5 weeks of training, we feel much stronger and we've been climbing better since then. We will repeat this training every off-season to go beyond the V6 level in near future. I hope this video helped you plan your own training, and if it did, please don't forget to like the video or subscribe. Thank you for watching.